Hello and welcome everyone to the latest edition of Friday with Friends. Today's friend is a new friend for me, but it's a very exciting friend I've been watching for some time. Goes by the name professionally of Rooplal G, a very famous Trinidadian singer. His real name, Rooplal Girdharie. Well, there's a long list. You know, anyone who's seen the promo has seen all the things that you've done all over. You have all types of music. Welcome, Rooplal.
Thank you very much for having me, and thanks for your very generous introduction.
Oh, it's more than generous. So let's start by watching this.
So wala lang baka na Gungagana Gavede Gungagana.
Brother, that's terrific.
Thank you very much.
It's really good. I really enjoyed watching it. You're truly a professional. You're not just someone who sings. I could just tell by your ease and everything. Wow, you're really good.
I think, my upbringing has a lot to do. Your upbringing has a lot to do with your demeanor.
Absolutely.
The way you conduct and carry yourself. And we have been very fortunate to have been exposed to magnificent things.
You know, I could see by your demeanor how at ease you are and how comfortable you are. Is this something that you were born with, or is it something that you learned?
That's hard to say. It's hard to say. But I think I have, sometimes the way you grew up, the way you were brought up, your circumstances in your life and so on, has a lot to do with your whole aura, the way you think, the way you see things, the way you view people, the way you would be able to assess situations and circumstances. So my upbringing was not the most pleasant, but having said that, it sort of laid the foundation for a vision that I wanted for myself as a human being.
Was your family a family of musicians?
Yes, my father was a really famous classical singer in Trinidad and Tobago. So I was fortunate to have the genes passed on to me.
Because I could just watch it, and to me it feels like classical Indian music with a Caribbean flavor to it.
That's exactly right.
Oh, good. Well, you succeeded because it got across very well. How would you describe? I mean, I read in your bio that you do many genres of music. How would you describe your music?
I like to think that my music is somewhat soulful because, I perform for different types of crowds, doing different types of music. Of course, Caribbean people are very rhythmic people. We like to dance and party, and we like to have fun. So a lot of my music is geared towards that as well. There's also the quieter kind of audience that I like to entertain, because they are the ones who pay very close attention to you, and they pay attention to your ability as a singer, as a vocalist, as an artist, because they listen to notes and they listen to the movement of your voice and stuff like that.
So there's some people, just like I've been in performing field myself, and there's people that are known as great technicians, and then there's people that are great performers. But from what I can see of you, that you have melted those two together. You're both a very technically skilled person, and you have that comfort that almost only the most skilled performers have.
I think when you love something enough, you try to make it a part of your being. It becomes a part of you, so that there's no separation between what you do. Your personality lends itself into what you're doing.
So it's something that you said earlier piqued my interest. You said you'd like to think of your music as soulful, and maybe that's what it is. How would you describe, what does that mean to you, soulful?
It means a level of recognition of myself as a person, recognition of who I am, and that's a reflection in my music.
Our mutual friend Devbai shared with me that your motto is believe in yourself and you can move mountains.
Correct. That's correct.
Yes. So is that something that you, again, were you born confident, or is some confidence something that came to you through efforts?
I think that because of my upbringing, as I said before, it wasn't a very pleasant one. But then when you realize that life is more than just being what is, there's so much more that you can accomplish and acquire and stuff like that. So not because you were born in a certain set of circumstances means that you have to remain there. You can take yourself out of it, and you build that confidence based on what you see, what you are able to envision, and what you want to achieve for yourself. And that's where the confidence is built, because you know that, look, I think I am capable of achieving this. So you work towards that, and there's where the confidence is built.
So, our mutual friend is Dev. And of course, I know Dev through a shared spiritual practice. And then learning more about you, I heard also that you also shared in this. Would you say that spirituality takes a place in your music?
Absolutely, without a doubt, without a doubt. Music is a language that it's a universal language, and it is the only true universal language there is. Music.
Absolutely.
And anyone can enjoy it.
You don't even have to know the words. Like, I'm listening to your music and it's in Hindi. I'm not a Hindi speaker, but I feel what that music is telling me, and the love that's in it. Like, a lot of it is probably a lot of a Hindi devotional type base is where it comes from. Is that correct? And that's very visceral, and I could taste it almost.
Oh, I take that as a really divine compliment.
It is a compliment. It's a recognition. And see, we've hit upon something that's the same for both of us, that maybe the most important thing that I felt sometimes isn't so much to be liked or to love, but to be recognized for what you are. And to be recognized, the thing that you do that is getting across the message the way that you want to, oh, that is a divine compliment.
If you feel joy in what you do, that joy is felt by those who connect with you, because you feel that joy, and then your aim is to spread the joy that you feel within yourself. You want others to experience that feeling of happiness that you are feeling yourself.
but you're saying you sound like a yogi there, brother,
Ah,
because that's yeah, because that's that's the end of it right there, is that to share the joy that you're experiencing, not so much to teach someone, to show that this path is good or you have to renounce this or any of those things, but it's about having this experience of joy and then being able to share it. So you're in a very unique place to have that experience within you. And you also have the gift, the vehicle with which many people could feel that gift through your songs.
I think it really is a gift. Music is a gift. A lot of what we are able to do live is a gift. And some of us are born with different abilities. Some, and it all depends on I guess, as we would have learned in the past, it depends on your karmic account and the things that you would have done and so on. I would just, like to make mention of my very, very good friend Dave, as we spoke about him. Dave and I are pretty much childhood friends. And the experience of us being friends has taken us through many different paths and journeys and so on. And we still are the very best of friends. And he has seen my journey from then to now. It's a beautiful one.
It is. It
It's
is.
a beautiful one.
And that says a lot about both of you, that you could remain friends through all that time and through all the differences. And knowing Dev as I do, and I'm getting a feel for who you are very, very different personalities, and yet you connect. And of course, isn't that what spirituality is?
Absolutely.
Is the ability to connect and to find the spaces that we fit in. If we were all the same, it would be very difficult.
Yeah, the world wouldn't be interesting. It'd be very boring.
or there'd be a lot of more conflict, because I think that's, kind of fitting in, intersecting into someone's personality. You have to have someone that's on and someone that's off, someone that's assertive, someone that's passive. And we have to play those roles back and forth and find out what it is. Just like in music, there's sound and there's silence. Yeah. There's silence in between the notes.
Well, Dave is more off than on.
That's good, because he seems so normal to me. I'm glad you get to hear your viewpoint of him.
Yeah, he's more off than on. So
yes, well, he's your friend, so he'd have to be. See how easy it is to find friends. And that's really the basis of this whole thing, is that it's just developing the ability to recognize our friendship with one another.
I think the world has forgotten the meaning of friendship. And as an artist, I don't only do music because I love it. I feel that it's a platform where you can actually use to get people to understand the meaning. Because music is just not music, it's life. And if we can all enjoy a melody, that says something, that there's a common purpose that we can all strive towards.
And at that moment in the music, when all the musicians they play convergent things, and then at times they hit a same note, and then we all share that. It's the musicians, probably they know this better than anyone else, and the audience share the experience simultaneously. And that must be so exhilarating for you as a musician. I could see there, as you're playing the harmonium, just the joy with which you did it. And then the feedback that you're getting from the audience it's not a verbal feedback or an opinion, a feedback of knowledge. It's a feedback of the heart. And that's kind of the title of today's thing, is Songs from the Heart.
People feel what you give, eh? People feel the energy that you give off. And if you are able to, under any circumstance, whatever you are going through as a human being, I believe that you take those experiences, make it your own. You own it. But it doesn't mean that if you're going through difficulties in your life and so on, you have to express those difficulties and give off the energy that others would feel. You don't want people to feel negative energy from you at all. So no matter what you go through in your life, you own it, you take charge of it, and you ensure that whatever people feel from you is a level of positivity under all circumstances.
Again, brother, you sound like a yogi to me.
Well, it was never my intention. You know, many years ago, as a teenager, you know, I was fortunate to be exposed to a philosophy that set the foundation, that set the tone for the rest of my life. I think that there's so much to enjoy in the world, but it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily be worldly. It means that you enjoy the things in the world as a human being you were created to enjoy. And there must be limits. Of course, there are limits to the things that we do, and how far we are able to go in order to enjoy those things. In the pursuit of happiness, we have to have control.
Absolutely. It's just like music. See, music without control is noise. Yeah. It just came to me as you were speaking, because I'm not trying to control the sound to manipulate it. I'm trying to increase the amount of joy that I'm experiencing by directing my energies with certain notes at certain time frames, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Caribbean people are very, very rhythmic people. There's music in the soul. Caribbean people love a good song. They love to party. They love to have a good time. That's who we are as a people. That's our culture. That's the way we were brought up. So a lot of our music lends itself to joyfulness. It's happy music. So you will not hear a song from a Caribbean artist and not want to dance.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
So that's who we are as a people, as a Caribbean people. The warmth, the sunshine, the sand and the sea. It's all part of who we are. Carnival.
And it all goes into your music. See, I guess that's what it is that when you're talking about being honest, that you have to be transparent, I guess, too. Do you find that you have to be transparent as an artist?
Very much. And I think that the more transparent you are, people see you for who the real you. You don't want to have false expressions. Whatever people see from you is what they will feel. And whatever energy you give to them is how they are going to view you as a human being. And I like to be real about things. So whatever music I do, that's it. What you see is what you get.
Oh, it's so much easier because then you're not trying to do something that's not real for you. You can just be yourself at all times. See, I noticed right there, just that little clip of you, I could just tell how at ease you were in front of everyone like that, and all the musicians, and you're totally at ease, like it's your own home. Well, I guess there's a cue there for us. You know, normally when we close, we'd like to have like a little meditation. And I thought that today what I'd like to do is play one of your songs, a little clip from one of your songs, and we just sit here kind of in a meditative state while your music is playing. Does that sound okay to you?
Beautiful.
So let's try that. Let's try sitting. You know, I'll take a couple breaths, everyone, whatever you have to do, and we can begin. Om Shanti to that.
Om Shanti to that.
Double Om Shanti to that. It's great music, brother. You know, I get my little spiritual lift plus my party lift on it, because it's all in there. And so if that's what you're trying to accomplish, you've done it.
Thank you very much. We just want people to have a good time.
It's wonderful. So
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Dave, for making it all happen. Thank you, Mita. Thank you, everyone. And Rooplal, I hope to see more of you.
I hope so too.
I really do. It's truly a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much. You
All
as
right.
well.
Goodbye.
Take care.